Good morning. Good morning. This is episode 9 of the Healthy CEO. And I think every week I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm one of those people that has episodes. Like, this is so funny. I was actually planning out next week thinking it's episode 10. And so this is sort of like my little mini way of kind of wanting to start a podcast. I feel like for me, from my perspective, this is the best first step. And the reason I say that is because a lot of times we can get bogged down with the research and the how-to of something, and everything else goes by the wayside. And I know myself really well that if I go down the path of learning how to create a podcast and like launch that all the other things in my life will take a back seat, and I am not in a place where I want to do that right now. This is the simplest, best, and quickest, fastest way for me to do the same sort of type of thing and get my message out there to help as many of you as I can. So for those of you that don't know me, my name is Meggin Anderson. I have been in the health and wellness space now for a decade, which is crazy. And just all the conversations this week about my birthday and being in the business for so long. And it's just been an incredible journey, an incredible ride. And so today I actually wanted to start off with a quick plug because I have been thinking so much about this community that I'm a part of and what I'm doing within my business. And I'm also thinking about how many people I've spoken to and kind of networked with this week that could benefit from something like this. So I really want to share what it is that I've been up to in the last year in the community that I have been a part of for my own personal growth. So back in the day when I had my sales job and I was working for my dad's company, and then went on to have my own business in that same industry, I just remember thinking like, it was like your normal job. It was in the AV, audio video industry. So most of the people that I was surrounded by were men. And also back then in that time frame, there was no like touchy-feely empowerment stuff happening. Like today, in today's world, life is so much different. Corporations are starting to catch on about self-care and personal development and all of that kind of stuff, which is amazing, right? But that wasn't something that was even a part of my sphere way back in the day. Like they were worried about the numbers, the bottom line, and it was a competition, right? And there was nobody really to ask you how you were doing or what your goals were or anything like that. So again, it wasn't something that really even dawned on me because it wasn't really sort of like the work experience back then, right? So when I shifted gears and started my network marketing business in 2013, I was really excited, right? First off, because I could work from home and I didn't have to worry about like a commute, and I was home with my family, super lots of flexibility, freedom, and all that kind of stuff. However, the downsides is that you're alone, right? I was alone at home a lot. And dare I say, alone with your own thoughts, right? And I think that for us, our thoughts are like the most detrimental, right? And they have a way of getting in, you get in your own head, you get in your own way, and stops you from being, productive and things like that, right? So, when I first started, it was like navigating my own way, right? Feeling my own way around. Like, and over time, the business encouraged you to work on your mindset and pour into yourself. And I really poo-pooed that in the beginning. I was very, very like, I don't need self-help. I don't need Dr. Phil, like all of that stuff, right? And it took me a really long time to sort of embrace that. But, again, being in this space where I wasn't going to an office every day and I wasn't surrounded by like people in person that were doing the same thing. A lot of it was online. Like this was even way before, COVID and all the things that happened to bring us more exposure to these types of opportunities, right? And so it was hard to navigate. Like, I never felt like this wasn't my path. I just always was like, whatever, this is how it is, right? And I didn't think anything more of that. So, like, long story short, I've been able to embrace that personal development over the years, and it's been a game changer. You'll always hear me say that yes, the fitness programs have been able to allow me to lose 80 pounds and been able to maintain that for years and years and years. But the biggest transformation has been between my ears and how I talk to myself and how I relate to my family and my people and the relationships that I have and things like that, right? And so that takes time. So more recently, though, I've been a part of a community. It's called the Chic Community. It started off that I was looking for social media mentorship and how to do that better and how to figure out my brand and all of those kinds of things. And so it was a really amazing experience to be a part of this organization, to invest in my business, and not just the tangible systems and tools, but that emotional belief in myself came from this organization too. They are now they work with all kinds of direct sales entrepreneurs, the owners of the Chic community, the Chic influencer community, are from my organization, so that is how I know them. One of which was 4-time top in our industry, and so I already knew her. I already followed her. I already had admired her, and that was my draw in there. But what I found was I was able to get that belief breathed into me from them, which was incredible. And I'm coming in to plug quickly because over the last couple of months, I've been a part of their Rockstar recruiting course. And this was something that I struggled with. I love the business aspect of it, but I really was lacking some bits and pieces. And sort of like, this was sort of like putting the puzzle all together and all the things that I was lacking, a little bit of tweaks here and there that helped me learn the systems and the tools. Like, that was what I was lacking, was the systems and things of that nature, right? But the cool thing that I'm finding, like, over the last couple of weeks especially, is that when I listen to these group of women talk and when we go through their workshops and stuff, it fills my cup like nothing else I've ever experienced, right? Like I mentioned, like, I never experienced anything like this in my job or my career in the past. This is something that is just, it's mind blowing to me. I walk away like so fired up, right? Like, it fills me up to think like I can be unstoppable, that I can be and do anything. And you don't get that from just anywhere, right? And again, growing my business on my own from home has been a work in progress, right? It's been that, but they give me that confidence, right? They give me that energy, the systems to implement. I can literally follow their lead, implement the systems, trust the process, and feel relaxed instead of stressed and overwhelmed, right? Like, as long as I do A, B, and C for these every day consistently, you'll get me to my end goal, right? Like, that's how that feels, instead of like a guessing game or throwing spaghetti at the wall, right? It reinforces that I'm doing good things. I'm surrounding myself by other women who are just like me, struggling, successful, and everywhere in between. And they've been there. They've been at the highs, and they've been at the lows. So they get me, right? They get that. And I just feel so much more happy that I'm on the right track. I mentioned that working from home is takes the biggest discipline, right? It's lonely. It can be lonely at home. I mean, God, I love it so much. I could never imagine going back into like a traditional 9-to-5 office scenario right now. Like, I just can't even imagine shifting gears right now and doing anything like that because of everything that I've created here on my own. But I'm not alone, right? And have my teams and things of that nature. It's just it's kind of a funny thing to think about. But I really wanted to give them a quick plug. And what I'll do is I'll also make sure to put links so that if you are interested in learning more about that community, if you're in the direct sales space, this is a must have, I say, for your business. That they not only work on, I'm a part of their community. It is a paid community that I pay a monthly fee for. But in there I get weekly trainings and weekly workshops, and has helped me to grow my business. and beyond. And then I mentioned that Rockstar Recruiting. So they work with direct sales businesses and everything from branding to content to recruiting and everything in between. And so if you're out there watching and you're in the direct sales space and you're looking for some help, it's highly recommended. Absolutely have just been loving the time that I've been spending there with them in the community, and the confidence and the systems that are in place. So today, though, I want to talk to you about time management. So I will say that this is like the biggest thing when I am out there, building relationships with moms and talking to different women that are struggling. Like, the biggest response that I get from most people is, I don't have time for myself. I don't have time to do this. I don't have time to do that. Right. And so you'll always also see me sharing weekly about how I plan out my weeks and what that looks like. And I'm making lists and I'm working from lists and I have a planner and all these kinds of things. Right. But it wasn't always like that. It really was not. And had it not been for this business, I probably would still be completely disorganized and stressed out. Like, seriously. I get it, because what happens is, especially if you're a mom and you have a family, and so you've got this mom life juggle, right? And depending on what season of life you're in, whether they're new babies, you're tired, whether they're toddlers, you're tired. I will tell you, teenagers are mentally exhausting. Like, the text messages that I get in the morning after they go to school and during the day. I can't even go there. If you have teenagers, you know what I'm saying. And I'm sure things will continue to be tiring until I'm dead, I'm guessing, right? That they'll always be doing different things. But I get it, right? So you're stressed. You feel like you're pulled in a million different directions. Like, for me, I always felt like I was forgetting something. And then you just feel guilty and bad because you're looking over here at the other ladies who seem to have it all together. And you're like, what's wrong with me? Like, you feel stupid, and all of this kind of stuff. So, I've been there. I felt that same exact way. And then I discovered a different way. And I'm really, really excited about this because I want to share with you guys that I'm getting ready to do a free workshop for 7 days starting next week, Saving Time with Systems. And so I want to help you guys learn how to get your time and energy back. Okay, so that you can have time for the good stuff in your life. Okay, you are capable of living a simpler life, a happy life. I want you to walk through your weeks instead of feeling stressed and overwhelmed, like you have all these things to do. I want you to be able to get excited about a Monday, right? Finish the week strong and get excited about the following weeks, right? Like, our lives should not feel overwhelming and stressed and be worried and draining us of the energy, right? Yes, our kids drain us from our energy, but what if there was a better way, right? If I can show you a better way to do it, wouldn't that be something that you would want to learn? Okay, so next week I'm going to show you how, right? Okay, so you're going to learn what a system is and why you need it. I'm super excited about that. And we're going to talk about why it's important to simplify. We're going to identify all of the areas that you need to prove. Now, this is going to be specific to you, right? This is going to be a workshop. We're going to be interactive. We're going to be engaging. I am going to do some giveaways for the people that are the most engaged and the most plugged in next week. We're going to dive into the details, right? And we're going to pick apart the process. So I want you to walk away feeling empowered about this, excited about your work week, about your home life, about making dinners, all the things that we feel like are stressing us out and are building up every single week, right? I'm also going to be sharing with you strategies, okay, to make changes. We're also, by the end of the week, going to talk about all the tips and hacks to make it stick so that you can continue to be consistent with it week after week after week. And then at the very end of the week, we're going to reflect and we're going to review and implement. And I'm going to come in and do a live planning session with you guys, and we'll talk about what next week should look like, or the following week should look like. Okay. So are you excited for this? Because I'm really, really, really excited about this. You should not be going through life feeling stressed and overwhelmed. And it's just a matter of, like for me, from my standpoint, what you don't know, right? So let's dive into it together. This group is 100% free. It's going to take place in my Healthy CEO Facebook group over in that community. If you're interested in being a part of that with us, all you need to do is comment below, drop your email in the comments so I can get in touch with you and make sure that you get the link to the group, okay? I'm really excited about this. This is a big one, you guys. This is probably the biggest hurdle that a lot of women like us face, is that they're struggling with time, making time for themselves. We all have the same amount of time in the day, right? We all have the same 24 hours. But what is it that makes the person that's like over here doing all the things different than the one over here that can't get their shit together, right? And it's really time management, systems, being intentional, all of that kind of stuff. So we're going to dive into all of that next week, and I can't wait to show you how it's all done. I want you to walk in with that excitement, and so you can walk away with this new energy and focus on your life and your family and your career and whatever else it is that you're looking to implement. Okay? So get excited about this, guys. If you're interested in joining me for the 7 days, we kick things off on Monday. So get in touch with me. Drop your email below so I can send you the link to the group, all the information. 7 days. We start Monday, and it's going to go, right up until Sunday. We'll do a little bit every single day next week. Okay. So I'm super excited to share this with you, and I can't wait to see you in our Healthy CEO Facebook group. If you have any questions, drop it. I will also make sure to put a link down below of the Sheet community, how to be a part of that. If you're interested and you have your own direct sales business, it's just a game changer in my mind. And this is kind of where I'm learning this stuff from, right? Like, these are the things that I'm implementing in my world that you can apply and implement in your world. Okay. All right, you guys, I will see you inside of the group next week. And I can't wait to get started.